I want to thank CTCCO for bringing all the candidates here so that they can talk a little bit about themselves and their party platform. My parents and grandparents immigrated to Canada looking for a better opportunity for themselves and their future generations. As a data analyst, I believe in fact-based, data-driven decision-making, and I hope to use that in making effective government policies. Over the last few years, Canada has really struggled. We've seen multiple recessions. The current recession is because the current government has been really oil-focused. The Harper government has run up a debt of over $150 billion, and as a result of that, we've seen a lot of cuts in government services. It's been an embarrassment because Canada hasn't been meeting global climate targets that have been set, and has no longer been a global leader in any of these discussions, and also the enforcement of human rights. And there has been less environmental protections inside Canada. And for the first time, young Canadians are worse off than their parents. Youth unemployment is at over 13%, and youth underemployment is at a staggering 27%. Tuition costs has tripled over the last 20 years, and student debt has increased to unmanageable levels and has delayed a lot of life milestones. Life milestones such as home ownership, which has definitely become unattainable for a lot of young people. And future generations have to also suffer from the consequences of not addressing climate change, and also the inadequate protection of natural resources and also Canada's water resources and the pollutants in our atmosphere. The Green Party is the only party that's willing to take real action on climate change, and the Green Party wants to be a leader in these global discussions.
虽然我是帮着保守党去争取，但是我本人来讲，想对每个党提一个问题，因为我在走访这个社区的时候说，发现选民关心的问题是这样的：对于自由党，确实是很多选民问到说，到底他们提到的大麻合法和毒品捉日战是怎么回事？我希望哪位自由党的候选人能够解释一下，合法化之后，它的毒品怎么样就能不是毒品？
Difficult to just say why we want to legalize and decriminalize marijuana, but the Green Party would regulate marijuana and tax it so that way you can get some government revenue from there. The thing that I would want to point out would be marijuana is less dangerous than alcohol is, and we legalize alcohol and regulate it. And then history is kind of like our proving ground, and it's similar to prohibition in the United States, where when alcohol was illegal, there was a lot of gangs, because they have this revenue stream and they're shipping alcohol from Canada into the United States, and it became a very dangerous situation. And a lot of the gang-related crimes that happen now are all because of marijuana. Marijuana has shown to and then they have use cases in Colorado where they have legalized marijuana and they've seen boost in tourism revenue. People who didn't smoke marijuana previously aren't all of a sudden running to marijuana. Kids are less likely to smoke marijuana in Colorado than other places. They've shown that compared to the other states where it's not legalized, they have a lower rate of use amongst young people. So all you have to do is look at the data and it shows that whenever there's a question about marijuana, there's always a way to sort of defend it with numbers.
Thank you, Alvin.
I agree with the Liberals and NDP. Bill C-24 needs to be repealed. There shouldn't be two tiers of immigrants. It's some form of discriminatory. It's like saying a fifth-generation Canadian is better than a first-generation Canadian. We're all Canadians, and we're all contributing in some way to make Canada better. And so I would definitely be against repealing Bill C-24.